Hello again and welcome to another video. This is a really exciting vehicle to show you today. This is our 70 plate BMW X4 M40D Auto. This car is finished in sapphire black metallic. It has an amazing amount of spec on it, which we're going to run through with you. We're going to take you around the car and show you all of the options if we can remember them all. Now the car's done just 18,800 and something miles, due to have a service and also go into BMW for its recall, which is due on this vehicle. All of this model has a recall for an EGR valve, so that will be changed. And let's start off down here at the front. Now all of the vehicles here are machine polished to a very high level. As you can see, the bodywork and the panels have come up absolutely beautiful. Now at the front, we've got front and rear parking sensors. We've got self-park. We've got the shadow line package, which gives you the black grills, darker rear lights, black trims around the windows. We've got LED fog lights down here as well. We've got the adaptive LED headlights with high beam assist. So these lights will turn their lighting angle with the steering wheel, and also the lights basically will adjust to oncoming traffic. So if you've got a car coming the other way, then the lights will move to stop blinding that driver. It'll automatically dip the main beam as well. I'll just move around nice and slowly so you can just see. And worth pointing out, the headlights are in really nice condition. They're not pitted or anything. It hasn't done a lot of mileage, obviously. If we come up slowly onto the bonnet. Now I've checked the bonnet all over, as I have done with the rest of the car. And any small, tiny little chip or anything, I think there's a tiny little chip that we've very lightly touched in. There is a little bit of dust on some of the car as well, because it falls from the roof in here. But yeah, really nice condition. If we move all the way up to the back, you can see that lovely shine on the paintwork there. The windscreen, again, all in lovely condition. There's no nasty chips or any damage on there. We've got the connective drive cameras up at the top there for some of the features that are on the vehicle. The heads-up display screen, which you can't really see there because of the reflection. Now up on top of the roof, again, there's no marks, there's no dents, no scratches, no bird dropping stains or cracking from leaving bird droppings on the roof, which is a big no-no. You need to wash it off. Got the shadow line around the windows, the black. If we just look down the side of the car, you can see that all of the panels are in really lovely condition. Now on the wheels, it's quite common to get a little bit of curbing on the edges. There wasn't a lot on this car, but what we chose to do, or what I chose to do, was have them completely fully refurbed properly. We haven't had them smart repaired or anything like that. So these wheels have been sent off, stripped, and completely repowder coated in this serene grey, which is like a sort of a slightly sort of goldy sort of colour, for want of a better word. We've got the M Sport brakes in there. So the wheels are like brand spanking new. You know, they're completely refinished, re-diamond cut, and all in lovely condition. Now the front tyres, it's all running on Bridgestone ALENZAs, and the front tyres have about 6 mil or just over 6 mil. And then the rear tyres were a little bit lower. Well, quite a bit lower actually, and we like the tyres on these four-wheel drives to be very similar. So these are a brand new set of tyres on the back. So the fronts, as I say, just over 6 mil, and these ones are brand new, so probably around about 7.9. You see the M Sport brakes in there as well. If I just come round, you'll notice, I don't know if you can see that, but they are a brand new set of tyres. It's about £315 a tyre. So if you buy this vehicle, It's a one owner vehicle. I did forget to mention that. So it's one owner from new. This vehicle is all up together and ready to go, apart from that recall we've got to book in on Monday and get done. Just come round to the back. Really nice. When these first came out, I wasn't too sure about the shape, but it's amazing with new cars how they suddenly grow on you and everything else looks so dated. You've got some really mean looking exhaust pipes down there with the M Sport bumper, rear camera. Lovely badges, all in lovely condition. And that sort of smoke shadow line, they call it, smoked rear lights, so a lot darker. Moving up onto the top here, let's just come round. No scratches or anything on there. That's just a little smudge where I've opened the boot. All the way round to this side. And again, if I just duck down, I will show you this view from the front in a minute, because you get a much better look without the reflection of vehicles in the background. No scratches around the filler cap. And then you've got your AdBlue filler there as well, which splits the nitrous oxide into nitrogen and oxygen, which is safe to breathe. Nice and clear up there. And as I say, all of the wheels were refurbed. Let's just show you that front one as well. Or re-powder coated. They weren't really refurbed, they were completely stripped and redone, as I said. So if I come back out, you can see the view from this side. Excuse me. And we'll take a look down the side of the car from here, because we've just got the wall in the background. There we go. Can you see that reflection, how true it is? No ripples, no ding dents, nothing like that. And I'll tell you what, we'll move round to the front, and then what I'll do, I'll ask Dan to turn the lights off in just a second. So if you can turn, I wanted to show you the lighting on the car. When you open the doors. So Dan's just going to go and flip the lights off. So down at the bottom here, if you turn all of them off, Dan, thank you. Now, I don't know if you can see, there are some lights that come out here. Now, are we going to see them? You can just about make them out. They almost look like angel wings. If I come back, there you go, you can just make them out on the floor. It looks very nice at night. We've got the lighting under the door, the puddle lights. Thanks, Dan, you can pop the lights back on. Thank you. Now inside we have the, I think it's called Fiona, or is it Fiona Red, Dan? Yeah. Merino leather, and we've got the HARMAN KARDON sound system. Now, if I just bring you in close, you've got some nice stitching. Let's try and get this back in focus. There we go. So we've got the HARMAN KARDON sound system. Now, all of the glass on this, it's got what's called acoustic comfort glazing. And what that basically does, it reduces the noise level to as much as 6 decibels. So it gets rid of that noise from outside the car to make it a bit quieter inside. Now, it's always quite hard to capture the colour of these seats because they're not as orange as they look in the cameras. So the camera tends to pick up the reflection. Now on the side, they're both fully electric, and you've got the lumbar support on the round button there, if I can just get that in focus. Above that button does the bolsters either side to grip you into the seat, and then you've got your selection for the back height, and then you can pull the top of the seat forward, or the base of the seat forward, to give you a bit more support. Now all of this leather is in really nice condition with contrasting stitching on there, that lovely plait. Now merino leather is the top of the range leather. It's above Napa leather. So they start off with sort of Nevada and Dakota, moves up to Napa leather, and then the finest of the fine for BMW is the Merino. So that's a little look round. Now with the HARMAN KARDON sound system, you get lots of speakers. I think there's at least 16 speakers. They're up in front of the iDrive, they're under the seat, they're in the doors and in the back. So the sound system fills the cockpit with a nice deep sound, basically. We're just going to check out back door card. No damage at all. Got the puddle lighting down at the bottom there, and all of the door cards have really nice deep pockets to put drinks or bottles in. And if we look round the shuts, there's no damage all the way up and round. And the backs of the seats, again, really nice condition, no scratches on there. And you'll notice the base and all the merino leather up here in beautiful condition. We've got center armrests with cup holders in, fold down headrests in the center there. All the surround lighting inside the car. We've also got a rear climate control unit with auto on there. And then down here we have the 2 USB-C ports. There's one at the front of the car as well, but 2 in the back for each of the passengers. Okay, let's take a look inside the boot. Now I'll grab the key. Let me just pull this back out. So let's open up the boot. Now we've got the electric button at the top there. All of this panel like new. All of the parcel shelves are in lovely condition, no damage. And one part that I always like to point out is the top. In fact, if I lift this out for a second, you can see there is no damage on the leather here. Sometimes when people drop these seats down and slide stuff in, they can take nicks out of the leather, and it's really annoying, basically. See if I can get this back in one-handed. I think I've done that. Like I say, you can see the speakers. Can you see them in the picture? There's a speaker down there, speakers all around actually. So we've got a split rear seat. All the carpets are in a really nice condition. If I lift this up for you, we've got the locking wheel nut in there, some extra storage underneath. So you can, and then the little lugs to put a cargo net in to hold anything down. Let's just come back out so you can see a little bit better. And then if we look at the top of the back of the bumper and the back rubbers and that, it's all been really well looked after. So we'll close that down. So I'm gonna adjust the light, there we go. Sometimes just moving the camera down. So let's take a look in the back. On the driver's side, again, the door card, there is no damage on the handle, no damage on the metal trim. All in lovely condition. And then again, if we look at these door shuts, these little white bits are only like reflections of what's in the background. There's no scratches, no dents. And again, the back of the front seats. Now, what you can't capture in this video is the merino leather feels completely different to sit in. It's more supple, it's got a nicer feel to it. It just feels like you're in a much nicer, a classier feel to it inside, I guess is the easiest way to put it. But it certainly feels different. There we go, there's the driver door card. Again, if I just come round, it sort of smells different inside the car as well. Now we've got folding anti-dazzle electric mirrors, which are currently set to fold in on the key fob when you lock it. We've got memory setting 1 and 2 for the seats and the mirrors. Let's just get this back into focus. And then again, there we go. All the door shut, all the pedals, all nice and clean down there. They've got the M pedals, the metal. If we look at the seat base, really nice. The car was owned by a lady, not that that should make any difference, but it hasn't had any hard wear on the seat, I guess is probably the best way to put it. You've got to be careful what you say nowadays, haven't you? And all the center armrests is in lovely condition. There's no wear on there. And the steering wheel, again. So, I mean, all round, it's a really lovely, lovely car. Got the extended storage box just under there. Auto lights, fog lights, parking lights. Let's jump in. Let's just pull the door over and we'll start her up. So let's move. Okay, so let's turn this music down before YouTube has a hissy fit. And you see the mileage 18,802.7. Just going to move this seat back a bit. Now down on the steering wheel we've got a roller button here, and then this little mode button just here, which will change, if I can get it. Just realised we're on heads up display. So let me get this in, okay. So when we press the mode button, because you can bring this system, let's go into radio. If I come down a bit lower, maybe no higher. There we go. It's quite a big display, and you can add and remove things that will show up. You can just about make out the speed down at the bottom left of where it says the radio stations. You can also bring up the M settings, which will show you like a power graph on there as well. So that's all done, as I say, with these buttons here. You've also got phone, voice control, volume, and on this side we've got the cruise control or speed limiter. The adaptive lights are activated by this button here. Don't think they're going to come on at the moment because it's too dark outside yet. Too dark outside. And then we've got the iDrive display here. Now let's get it. Okay, so if we go to the main menu, what you'll notice down here, you've got 3 windows here. We're on the 3rd one actually. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now if you press and hold on one of these windows, you can add a page, delete a page, or just press done. So you can add pages, so you've got like a shortcut into different features on the car, which is really handy. And we'll come back to the iDrive in a minute. I just wanted to show you basically the condition inside the car. Now I'll bring you in a bit closer. Let's just try and keep this in focus. You've got dual climate control, heated seats. Is that better? And then down under here we've got a wireless charger, so you can actually put the XL size phones in there as well to charge. Cup holders, we've got a USB port at the front, which is the standard one actually. I think the other one and the C one is in there, so you've got both. You've got plenty of storage in there. We've got auto hold on the gearbox, so when you've selected drive you can then press auto hold, and when you come down to a junction it will hold the brake for you until you touch the accelerator. Let's just put it back in park. Now this is the bit I wanted to mention. It has the adaptive suspension. Now if we come up onto the top here, if we go into Eco Pro, now this does also show up down in the bottom window there. Let's just get this back to Eco Pro.
Now, if we select configure, Eco Pro basically puts it into a setting where you can obtain the best fuel economy, and the way you can do that is selecting Eco Pro limit. So you can select the speed, it will notify you. Now, in fact, if we just go back, we had it at 80, and over here it says efficiency 80%. So if we're going to cruise somewhere, we're not in a rush, and we selected 60 mile an hour is what we want to do. Okay, you'll see now we've gone up to 95% over here. Coasting, this allows the vehicle basically to coast as it says. So when you come off the throttle, there is no engine braking. So it allows you to coast from much further back from a roundabout or a side road or a junction, etc. Then you've got Eco Pro for seat heating. So it will reduce the voltage, which is drawing from the alternator, which is drawing power from the engine. Again, the same with the climate control. The air conditioning pump is drawing from the engine, and it will just reduce how much it draws from there. And light and sight. So maybe it just makes the lights a little bit, doesn't draw as much, and it'll pull more off of the battery while it's in. Now, this is where you can adjust the actual comfort of the car. So the damping is currently on comfort. You might want it a little bit more stiffer and sportier, so you could change it to sport. We'll leave it in comfort. And also the steering, sport and comfort. So sport being a little bit more direct. Sorry, flipped the wrong button there. Okay, so that's all the settings there for Eco Pro. If we go into comfort, this is a standard setting in between everything. We go forward into sport. We've got standard, sport, sport plus, which if we click onto that one, extra dynamic settings, so it'll bring on the stiffen up the suspension. Now, if we configure the individual part, this is where we can again choose sport or comfort for the damping, the steering again. Now we can also do the engine, and you get 3 options here: sport plus, sport, comfort. The transmission, so how it will change gear, how it will hold on to each gear, and you know, for higher engine revs, and also for deceleration, it will also drop down quicker through the gears. And then comfort would obviously make it just a much slower, smoother gear change, and not change through the gears as much. So plenty in there. Okay, let's go into media. Now we've got the Apple CarPlay on here. I can't do it at the moment because I'm using my phone for the video. Got all your DAB settings, Bluetooth audio, screen mirroring we can do here as well. So all of that is in there. If we go into the navigation, address input, again, you can use the iDrive wheel, or you can talk, so you can sort of put the postcode in by writing on the top of the iDrive wheel.
3.
And the space is just a line across.
Space. 5. R. Y.
Press down, and then you can see Aquath Road. This is our address here. Start your route guidance, and you're off. So it's just going to take us round in a circle. Okay, so let's go back into navigation. Let's get address input, and then, okay, I think we're out of it actually. Maybe not. If we go over to them here, current guidance, sorry, that's where we wanted to go. Oh, you can even select parking at destination, stop route guidance. There we go, that's what I wanted. Now on the right, if we come over to this side, this is all touchscreen by the way, so we can look at the traffic information. If I come over the wheels, we can change the theme of the map. It'll give us the weather. You can also select for petrol stations. I think also, where is it? Set map. Oh, is it the other one? Bear with me, sorry. Theme map. Oh yeah, petrol stations, weather. Parking map, that was the one. I've gone past it. So you can then select parking space assist, recently vacated, points of interest. And then if you go into settings, you can either select whether you want to have metered parking, etc. Come out of there, let's go into car, let's try and get through this quickly. Now vehicle status, so we've got tyres, engine oil, service requirement, that's just about to be done, that's why the triangle's on, it's due to go in for its service. This is your AdBlue, so you can check how much you need. Let's come out of there, settings. You've got your general settings for all of your gesture control, which we haven't tried yet. In fact, I will do one gesture control. I don't want to put the sound on. Now, if I remember, that turns it off. Do it again. And that turns it back on. And you can do the volume by spinning your finger around in front of it. But for the sake of the YouTube video, we don't want to breach any rules with other people's music. So that's your gesture controls, pop-ups for experience, etc. That's all in there. Let's come out of there. Driving modes, we've done those. You've got your exterior lighting, drive assistance. So we've got quite a lot of different assistance on this. We've got pedestrian alert, so that will basically warn you, or the brakes will interact if someone comes out in front of you. We've got collision warning as well, so you don't go into someone. Now, if I put the car in reverse, now where is it? If I go into, this, we've got the park assist, you can see the parking sensors move all the way around. Now in here, automatic parking detection, this one here, emergency brake intervention, inserting parking situations when reversing. So what this actually does is, if you're reversing back and a child, for sake, walk behind the car, it'll actually put the brakes on and stop the car so you don't run over everyone. And then that's your park assist to detect parking spaces. So I think we've pretty much covered everything that's in there. Some of you were saying thank God for that, because it takes so long. So we've got all the books in there. As I say, it's going to go in for its recall, which is the EGR valve, which is a replacement. I'm going to leave the key in here. In fact, I will actually turn the vehicle off now, so we can pull the bonnet. Now, if we come round to the front, this is our twin-powered turbo diesel engine, which has improved performance now and horsepower and torque. All the figures will be in the advert, because I've forgotten them off the top of my head. But I think it's around about the 340 something now. They used to be 315, but they've upped it to about 340 brake horsepower. And it's all lovely and clean in there. And of course, we've got that 8-speed ZF gearbox as well, which is a really smooth gearbox. And then all under here in really lovely condition. So that's our engine bay. Typical, Scott didn't close it down enough, there we go. So I think we've captured pretty much everything that I could remember. Now we have lots of different finance options. We've got some extended warranty options that you can start from the end of the manufacturer's warranty that's remaining. It's got till September at the moment on the car. So please give me a call if you've got any questions on that. And remember, this car is prepared properly for sale. All the tyres have got good tread all the way round, which is a very important fact on these X-Drive units. So thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Please give me a call with any questions. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.